Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Love Island USA season 7 episode 27, and it was a no for me, you guys. It was a no for me. I'm gonna talk about why. First and foremost, you guys, stop sending hate to the Islanders and the handlers pages that are running them. Stop decampaigning these people. I don't understand. If y'all don't like somebody, if y'all don't rock with somebody, why are y'all stalking their accounts? Why are you stalking their comments and everything else? Like why y'all doing it? And then to the HUDA fans, can we talk about the hypocrisy? Can we talk about the hypocrisy, which is going to take me into the episode? So we pick up with the fallout of the standing on business game. First thing I notice is the men are having a conversation of what they felt went too far and didn't go too far. I found it interesting that their takeaway from this was that Taylor and Elandria were closed off for good, but I was convinced that things were closed off for good when Taylor chose Clark at the Casa Amor recoupling. What was not computing? And he tried to send her home. Well, what was not computing then? It was over then. And then also, things with Amaya and Zach weren't looking good and everything else. But there was never a comment that things were over between Chris and Shelly. And I'm confused and everything else because Ace is crashing out because he's trying to figure out how there's only been one conversation this entire time that Chris has been back in the villa. And it has Shelly completely, completely gone. And Chris hasn't talked to her since. Hasn't made her breakfast. Hasn't done any of that, y'all. So then we get to the girl side. And what I find interesting here, and this is where Love Island producers, y'all got to stop making the black women the villains. And if it has to take 20 some odd episodes for y'all to get a villain edit out of Shelly, out of Elandria, that tells me they were not the issue. Meanwhile, y'all had multiple weeks of Hurricane HUDA calling everybody a PAB in that villa and coming for any bombshell that came after Jeremiah in that villa and tearing down Jeremiah in that villa. And there was no consequences. All y'all fans, y'all felt sympathetic for HUDA. Y'all said that y'all could relate to her. Y'all were a single mom. Y'all have crash outs like HUDA and everything else. But when it is the black woman, y'all got a problem. When it is the black woman trying to express herself, you got a problem. But then if she says nothing, if she's on the mute challenge, she's boring. Make it make sense. So the girls are gathered around. They all are talking about the issues that they had with the game. And HUDA is off to the corner by herself. You know what that told me? That told me other people had things to say about HUDA too. That told me the people don't see it for HUDA as well and everything else. However else, they wanted to only focus in and zone in on Shelly and Elandria because they knew how this was going to work. That if you make the black woman the problem, they're going to be the ones under attack. And once again, no statement from Love Island USA, no statement from Mariana Maddox about the hate and the unalive threats Shelly and Elandria are receiving. And this is why I continue to stay 10 toes down in my votes for the black women, you guys, because I see the bigger picture. USA was known for always having black finalists and always trying to get black winners 4 out of the 6 seasons on this show. And unfortunately, it is not going to happen this season. and potentially future seasons as well, because y'all not standing on business either. Y'all not standing on business. This whole thing, I'ma support the black women, all this and that, but any other season, y'all gonna cry and complain about how black women are treated. But y'all, some of y'all are mute on the hate that the same black women are receiving. And speaking of, Clark is also a black woman too. Why are you sending hate her way? She has not been negative to Landria. She has not been messy toward Landria. Nothing that I've seen. I just think she's uncomfortable in front of the cameras and not used to the cameras. And maybe she's weird like Taylor. So maybe their weirdness, their awkwardness and everything else, maybe that's why they've connected. But I don't get mean girl vibes from Clark. I don't get all of these narratives about her to where we're just going to treat her like crap because she's with Taylor. Like this is the piece I don't understand. If we're all doing individual votes here, why are the other people in the couple who are actually innocent, suffering the consequences if it's for individuals? Make it make sense. So the girls say as well that whoever wrote that note about Pepe not really being into Grayson like that and still hung up on Hannah, and how the tone and everything it was set was mean, was some PAB behavior, and the camera kept panning to HUDA. And I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. HUDA said that she stands on business. She tells you anything that she's got to say to your face. And this is a perfect example of the messy stuff she does behind people's back. And then if you call her out, she plays victim. And then I noticed that she only has tears in front of the black people. But when Nick said, hey, your behind should have been out of here a long time ago, she did not have those tears. She didn't have those tears at all, but she knows to victimize those tears when it is in front of Shelly and Alandria, because she knows they'll get the hate and she'll get the sympathy. And I am sick of it. So nonetheless, the girls reconvene. Shelly, they all disperse and everything else. Shelly and Alandria, they have their little powwow in the speakeasy. They're like, listen, I'm just drained. And Ace said something similar. They don't realize how much similarities they have in a lot of the same things that they say, but they both are drained. Alandria's up here talking about also to the girls, she stood on business with Taylor, and I just had to laugh because I was like, well, what are we talking about? Like this man has been giving you breadcrumbs this entire time. You've even acknowledged when Jalen came into the villa that Jalen immediately complimented you and really treated you right, and that wasn't what Taylor was doing. So how you put him on this pedestal is beyond me, and the only thing I can think of is a stupid alliance. All I can think of is maybe y'all had some type of agreement. Listen, maybe we don't have the best romantic connection, but let's lock in till the end. And I think obviously when somebody Taylor was actually interested in came into the villa, all that went out the window, and he figured, hey, either, even if America don't like me, my boys are going to continue to save me and I can get to that finish line. So therefore, I don't need Alandria. I think that is Taylor's philosophy. I really do. Nonetheless, the girls, they are getting ready for bed. They are still upset with the Grayson comment that she received about Hannah and everything else, and Pepe and all of this and all of that. Huda's like storming through, ignoring everybody, saying she don't want to talk to nobody, slamming doors and everything else. And the other girls are picking up on it, but y'all not sending hate or doing no unfollowing sprees to the other girls. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I said at the beginning of the show in my videos, that Huda and her drama drains out the villa. Y'all think it's personal. Y'all think she's being isolated. Her behavior sucks the life out of the villa because all of her antics, everybody's sick of it. Everybody's tired of it and everything else. And y'all been in this villa 4 weeks now, going on 5. So nonetheless, you're tired. You've defended somebody, you saved somebody twice from elimination and everything else, and they're still acting grimy towards you. They're still being messy towards you, but they don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to acknowledge that at all. They want to be the forever victim, and I'm here to tell you it's not going to happen. So everybody's getting to bed. Some people don't want to go to bed, like Pepe, because he knows it's going to be a rough night for him. Then the guys are gathering, saying whoever wrote that card was messy and everything else. And then all of a sudden, y'all, Huda gets to bed, and she tells Chris that it was me. It was me. I wrote that messy postcard about Pepe not really liking Grayson and being all in on Hannah and all this and all of that. It was me. But then they said that if anybody doesn't admit to that they're a PAB and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But can you just keep the secret? I hope that secret explodes and comes out on movie night. So it was you, Huda, Miss Girls Girl, Miss This Is All a Sisterhood, and this is another example of the foolishness. But y'all not gonna unfollow Huda. Y'all not gonna go on a spree and speak out and everything else and say that Huda is wrong. No. Instead, y'all are still attacking Shelly, still attacking Alandria, and that is why they have their comments shut off, y'all. Like, what are we doing? But see, here's the thing with y'all fake fans is y'all gonna switch up when these Islanders get out the villa and they do these interviews and they don't come across how you perceive them because they're all human beings, you guys. And they're not these horrible people that you claim that they are. Next, we go into the next day, right? Everybody's making breakfast, right? So Ace, even though him and Shelly are not good, still makes her a breakfast, still puts a flower on it. They give each other this hug, but they just both look checked out. They both look over it and everything else. So they're not in a good spot. Pepe has this conversation randomly with TJ that TJ and Iris are a strong couple and that she's a bad ASS in the villa and all of this and all of that. We have a conversation with Amaya and Zach that is just awkward. She's crying again. She's upset because she's basically saying, like, how can you say stuff in the standing on business game that you could have told me in private and you put our business on blast and on Front Street? And so Zach was like, well, you know what? Maybe I just wasn't, really, I really didn't want to have that first kiss at Casa Amor. And now all the truth serum is coming out. So Amaya's like, F you and F where you came from. I don't want to talk to you no more. See you later. Doses, right? So then, everybody's watching on. Everybody's seeing all the activity and everything else. Pepe's been hanging a lot now with Iris and TJ, which I find pretty interesting as well. Then also we have a conversation with Taylor and Clark. He's happy that this triangle's over, but I'm confused because it was never a triangle when you were never pursuing Alandria this entire time. Like I'm missing something because although you said you still wanted to explore, you should have just shut it down. And you never shut it down. And that's the piece that is just like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? We have Pepe in things with Grayson, so she's got a whole bunch of tears and everything else, and it's just like, okay, Pepe, so what are we gonna do, right? Your type is blondes, or are you gonna try to go after Iris now? Like, what is your game plan, right? Because I think the other girl that you liked was Sierra when you first came into the villa, and we know, of course, you shut down Huda and you shut down Adrina. So what is going to be your plan of action, right? So none of the less. Also, Ace is still miserable. Pepe's trying to give him a hug like you good. And Ace is like, no, I'm just not feeling good. I'm just not feeling this and everything else. We get a scene with Alandria and Huda. Alandria apologized to Huda, but it doesn't matter to the fans because y'all still hate Alandria, right? So y'all don't care about the apology. Y'all don't care about the fact that they made up. Y'all don't care about the fact that Huda still said that I love you, girl. Like, I'm glad that we sorted all of this out. However, Alandria is wrong in her approach to the whole conversation because she has it twisted as far as what Shelly is upset about as it pertains to Chris. So that's a whole nother situation in itself, right? Then we also get a conversation on the docks between Shelly and Huda. And none of the less, that goes well, right? Shelly says, I'm going to have an open mind. I'm going to hear what you got to say and this and that. And Huda, explains her piece or whatever else. Shelly explains her piece, basically says, listen, looky here, I'm not really mad about the A situation. I'm mad about the principle. I am mad about the, environment that you have presented in here. Girl code, sisterhood, that's what you were about day one. You opened up to us that you were a mom, up to me and Alandria right off the rip, said that we are a sisterhood, we have girl code, we're not going to step on each other's toes, we're not going to do all of this. That's the environment that you set. And then once you and Jeremiah locked in, you didn't want nobody kissing him at challenges, you didn't want nobody to talk to Jeremiah or whatever else unless it was a friendship conversation. You set all of these rules and set all these boundaries, and the moment that you and Jeremiah are no more anymore and you need to find another connection, those rules don't apply anymore, and you do your own thug thizzle, and everybody's looking like, okay, like, how can you act like this? So then you piss off Iris because you're doing all of this with, or not Iris, you do piss off Iris, but you piss off Hannah doing everything that you were doing with Pepe and the challenge, acting like, oh, I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to do that, everything else. You piss off Iris because you crap on her connection with Jeremiah. The moment that they get coupled up and it doesn't go your way, you twist around what Jeremiah said and basically said he's not attracted to her, he's not interested in her, she's just a safe choice, get me away from HUDA, right? So nonetheless, you make her cry, you hurt her feelings. Whenever things don't go your way, you do stuff that is spiteful, right? You either do stuff that's spiteful or you lead with sex, right? So nonetheless, in your own way, you are not happy with the connection Shelly and Chris had. So you said, you know what? When it is my turn, I'm going to pull Ace and I'm going to do the reverse cowgirl and I'm going to do some more inappropriate stuff and get this thing really crack-a-lacking, right? So they make up, right? So that is it for the morning. Austin and Jaden had a conversation. Honestly, couldn't tell you what they talked about. It was on mute. I don't know what they said. I don't care what they said. So nonetheless, Clark gets a text message and then she's like, listen, Islanders, we're about to play a game. You're about to find out what America thinks of you and everything else. And I noticed when she was getting that text message, I was like, Ace and Shelly still have not worked out their issues. So I don't know if this is production trying to make them hold off on closing things off, but I'm thinking to myself, as of yesterday, there's 10 days left on the show. As of today, there is 9 days left till the finale of the show. So when are they going to close off? Like, there's no couples in this villa except for Nick and Sierra who are closed off, but I think they're scamming. So, and nonetheless, people are calling for Sierra's behind because she's lost like almost 300,000 followers on the Instagrammies because of alleged Asian slurs. Make it make sense. So I don't know what they're going to do because Love Island USA is getting called out because they're basically saying if you can dump Yulisa, you can dump Sierra. But I don't know if production's going to do it because I feel like they have too much invested in Sierra and Nick as a couple. I feel like for them, they feel like that's the couple they want to push to win the show. I feel like for them, they know that Sierra is connected. She's good friends with Cassie from season 5. She's good friends with Johnny from season 5. They had this whole rollout on After Sun with her and everything else this past Saturday. So I don't know if they're going to just drop her like this. But the, call for action is getting a lot louder. And I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger or not. So we'll have to see within the next couple of days if they just keep Sierra through movie night, or if she is out of here by Sunday. Because if she's not out of here by Sunday, then I'm inclined to believe she's not going to go. So, nonetheless, Ariana comes in and basically, and I kind of didn't like this game. Remember we all filled out these poll questions, right? And we originally had 10 questions, right? To address. 5 for the men, 5 for the women, right? For best to least, right? For most to least. But the thing I didn't like about this game, I think we would have been better off with a Twitter challenge. I think we would have been better off with a Twitter challenge so everybody could get this smoke, so everybody can get what America thinks of some of these people. I feel like the problem that I have with this most to least game, I don't like how it was done, and also they wanted to plug the sponsorship by Maybelline, which made it even more cheesy, was they had people, either it was all girls or all guys or all couples, right? Get into these orders, who you think is the most genuine, least genuine. Who do you think is a couple you want to travel with versus a couple you don't want to travel with? Who do you think would make the best boyfriend? Who do you think you would tell the most secrets to? Who do you think is the messiest? But my problem was they would make, the girls, if they were up there, they would have the guys choose like an order, or if they had the guys up there, they would have the guys choose the order and then have the girls agree if that's the correct order. And then based off of their interpretations, they would then have confetti for whoever won the most, and then have egg on their face or whatever else, or slime for the person with the least. But my issue was that y'all didn't wait till y'all had the correct order of what the actual American vote was. Y'all wanted to do y'all own interpretation of everything, and it was a hot mess. So nonetheless, the things that we did see that I had some issues with, one was the question about the couples that you would want to go on vacation with from most to least. And so that was Amaya and Zach. And I feel like Zach is benefiting. I think Amaya should understand at this point the good news of this game. She found out she was loved, but she should realize that anybody she's with, she's probably going to win at this point. Sierra and Nick was number 2. Grayson and Pepe was 3. Huda and Chris is number 4. Iris and TJ was 5. Jaden and Austin was 6. Adrina and Brian is number 7. Shelly and Ace was 8. Clark and Taylor was 9th. Then for the boys, you ranked for the most to the least genuine, right? So Pepe was number 1. Chris was number 2, and I'm trying to figure out on what planet do you find Chris to be genuine? Just because he's with Huda? No. That man is homeless. That man don't got a job and everything else, and y'all are hyping this man up, and I just don't get it. He is scamming y'all. Zach with a K also is scamming y'all. He's done Big Brother before. Nick also scamming y'all. He's not into Sierra. Also, Elon is down too far. Then we have Brian, TJ, Austin, Ace, and then Taylor. And then who would be best boyfriend material? Y'all said Pepe. Y'all said Chris again. Chris, who is an admitted player, who is admitted that he has cheated before on a girlfriend. No. That's not a good boyfriend, you guys. Y'all not paying attention. See, y'all doing these votes based off of who their couple is with. So based off of who the couple is with, y'all are giving these individual votes false highs. We got to get it together, y'all. It's giving 2016. It's giving 2024 with these American votes, y'all. Nick then is 3rd, Elon is 4th, Zach is 5th, Brian is 6th, TJ is 7th, Ace is 8th, Austin's 9, Taylor is 10. Then for the girls, for the most to the least genuine, and this was interesting because Nick, for you Nicolandria fans, for Nico Ross, he said that he felt that Alandria was the most genuine. And she stood there number 1 thinking that that was true. But the real poll results was like, no. So they said Amaya was number 1. Iris is number 2. Alandria is number 3. Grayson is number 4. Huda's number 5. Jaden's number 6. Sierra's number 7. Adrina is number 8. Shelly's number 9. Clark is number 10. And then for the other thing for the girls, that you ranked who you trust with your deepest secrets, right? Then they said again, Amaya's number 1, Iris is number 2, Alandria is number 3, Grayson is 4, Huda's 5, Sierra 6, Jaden 7, Shelly's 8, Adrina is number 9, Clark is number 10. And I think Shelly felt a way about this because Shelly, a lot of people came to Shelly for advice, and there's she hasn't been messy. This is all because of the drama with Huda. Now, what was odd was I think Shelly and Ace thought that they were liked, and I think that they thought that America was going to rank them higher. And so it was kind of weird because they kept putting themselves towards the top, and then they had to keep moving down once Ariana revealed the results. So I don't know if this is going to be good or bad for Shelly and Ace. I don't know if this is going to make them want to lock in more, or if this is potentially going to push them apart even more. So that is going to be something to keep an eye on the next episode in the fallout of this vote. Again, we were missing the other 5 votes because I wanted to see the vote that had the least favorite couple, which I'm pretty sure would have been Nick and Sierra, but y'all did not want to include that because y'all want Nick and Sierra to win. And I noticed that they were decreasing Sierra's scenes a lot since this scandal. It's like they were editing her out because she usually is the vocal one and doing all of this and doing all of that, because we saw her in the background trying to talk to Ace and everything else. And then there was also a conversation between Ace and Shelly that was edited out of the episode of them talking into the background. And that's my issue. It's like y'all only want to feature the Black Islanders whenever it's drama in their relationship, or drama in a love triangle, or drama with Huda, and it has to stop, right? And then I'm trying to figure out the Amaya and Zach K situation, because during this challenge, they're holding hands. They're holding hands like nothing has happened. No. So the final piece, after this game concludes, is Ariana's like, listen, looky here. America's also been voting for, favorite boy, favorite girl. So she didn't announce who the favorite girls or who the favorite boys were. She was like, listen, we just got a bottom 6. And whoever receives the, the least amount of votes and everything else, like you're the bottom 6, right? So we have Jaden, we have Grayson, we have Adrina, we have Austin, we have Taylor, and we have TJ. That is your bottom 6 show. And so basically, Ariana said, listen, looky here, Islanders, you can save 1 person out of the 6. So 5 people are getting up out of here because there's too many people in this villa and we only have so many days left and we got to get to a finale and crown a winner of Love Island even though there's no love. Make it make sense. So basically, the way that they do this is they have each of the 6 people who had the 6 lowest votes, and they said, okay, each of y'all stand on these platforms, and what we're going to do is we're going to call the Islanders one by one on standing behind the person that you want to save. So Iris, of course, is going to save her man TJ, right? Jaden. Who stands behind her is Brian, and then Chris goes over there. Now, there's some debate if Chris had an interest with Jaden or if he was just there to support Brian. But I'm going to keep my eye on Chris because I still think he's fake, and whether or not he's going to try to step to Amaya or how he's going to move now that he knows how much Amaya is loved. So I'm keeping my eye out for that, right? Then we also have Grayson, right? And I believe nobody stood for Grayson at all, y'all. Then we have also Adrina, right? Adrina, so we have Amaya stand by her. We have Shelly stand behind her. We have HUDA stand behind her as well. And also we have, who was the 4th person that stood behind? I'm trying to think real time. Who was the 4th person that stood behind Adrina? It'll come to me at some point, right? But nonetheless, we then get to Austin and we still have Taylor, right? And so I found interesting for Taylor was the men stood behind, maybe it's Elon, I don't know, but I'll think about it. So for Taylor, the men that stood for Taylor was Pepe, and it looked like at first he was going to stand behind TJ, and it kind of looked like he said something and then went by them, right? We also have, who stood behind, that should have been no surprise, was Nicolas, right? Because Taylor's his boy. Taylor's his A1 day one, right? And then it should be no surprise, Ace, the hardware store, stood behind Taylor, right? Should be no surprise, right? And then also, so that told me that they were going to be aligned with Taylor no matter what, you guys. Now, what was interesting was the so-called girls girl. The so-called girls girl that is supposed to be none other than Sierra, right? That is supposed to be, the main one trying to, do all this talking, bridging all this gap, the sisterhood, all of this, all of that. She stands behind Taylor. And I'm here to tell y'all, she doesn't really like Alandria like that. She does not like Alandria like that. That is not a girl's girl. Because what the motive is to keep Taylor around is potentially if he ends up going back with Alandria, which I don't think he will. It would be pretty much a game move at this point if he does, because he said pretty much 100 different ways he's not into her, right? But I feel like this move also is to try to keep Alandria away from Nick. I also feel it's a strategic move as well, because they can see, if Taylor and Clark get to this finale, essentially that means they're not competition. That means they're going to rank low, like 3rd or 4th place. So that will be good. And y'all keep forgetting the 3 Musketeers alliance. Y'all keep forgetting the 3 Stooges alliance with Nicolas, with Ace the Hardware Store, and Taylor. They want to take each other to the end. So I'm here to tell y'all, even though we are voting, even though if they continue to get into the bottom, that they're going to continue to save each other, you guys. That is what I'm here to tell you. because they got their alliance, right? So also with that being said, also Clark stood behind Taylor, so he had 5 votes. Zach with the K stood behind TJ, so he had 2 votes. And so then Austin, y'all. Austin, y'all can call it a sympathy vote or whatever else, but Alandria, for whatever reason, stood behind Austin, y'all. Stood behind Austin. Oh, for Grayson, Elon stood behind her, which was cool and everything else. And yeah, like, so basically Taylor ended up with the most votes. Taylor ended up with the most votes to stay. And yeah, it was just unfortunate for Edrina. Now, I know she didn't really get that much screen time, but for only Huda, Shelly, and Amaya to stand behind her, that was kind of played, man. That was kind of played. Iris is crying her eyes out, kind of circa Hannah, when Hannah lost Charlie and everything else, and when Hannah got dumped from the villa. That's what it was giving. So none of the less, they had everybody else go. Everybody else was going. Taylor was the only person that stayed, right? Out of all of this carnage. And another elimination is going to have to come up soon, because we eventually have to get to a final 4. We eventually have to get to a final 4 couples to vote for in the finale. And y'all keep forgetting that the Islanders, before they get to the finale, when they have to vote on those final couples, they choose based off of who the best compatible is and least compatible. And I think that is going to be their opportunity to either take out Huda or either take out Amaya. Mark my words. Y'all heard it here first. I think that least compatible vote that rolls with the Islanders, they're going to either take out Amaya or they're going to take out Huda from that final. I'm telling y'all. I am telling y'all, because look at it from their perspective. Since Sierra and Nick think that they're going to the end and they're winning this thing, right? They don't know how bad the smoke is for them right now. So their mind, they're thinking Shelly and Ace has got issues. We can beat them. Clark and Taylor, America hates them. We can beat them, right? Iris and TJ was our next set of competition. We got them out, right? So now it is a battle for 4th place. Listen to what I am saying. It is a battle for 4th place, and 4th place is between, as far as who's going to be the final 4. So they're going to have to figure out, we can either battle it out between Huda and Chris, or we can battle it out between Amaya and whoever she is coupled up with. That is the mentality that the gamers and the real scammers of Love Island USA Season 7, Sierra and Nicholas, are planning for. And y'all aren't catching it because y'all too busy sending hate Shelly and Alandria's way that y'all don't see the scheme set up by Todd right in front of your face. It is going to happen. They are going to save Taylor time and time and time again. So y'all got to rethink y'all strategy. And now with everything that happened with Ace and Shelly, they're about to get a bunch of sympathy votes. So again, there is that last push, right? We're gonna get a last push of some bombshells and everything else to see if they can make anything shake, if they could potentially break up any couples. We're tentatively either gonna get movie night, tentatively either tonight or Sunday night, or worst case by Monday it wraps up. But we gotta get to the final week of the couples. We gotta get to the final dates. We gotta get to the meet the families. Like, we gotta move this along, because there's been no love this season. Everybody hates each other. So we've gotta get this going, but I'm here to warn you. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, that unless something drastic happens, if they keep leaving these votes up to the Islanders, I don't see a situation where both Amaya and Huda are seeing that final. Y'all heard it here first. If they leave it up to the Islanders, y'all. So there is that. That is it, and that is all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.